Hello. Let me just start over. Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. And I'm not sure what I want to do right now. The Hellcat is still in the same place it was last time. It's about 3/4 of the way done. The only thing it needs is the engine work to be done. I haven't done that yet. I will get it done so I can get the car sold. But I guess, what do I have in my inventory? I know I have miscellaneous bits and pieces. Let's see here. Case. What's this case? I think this is the case that we got in the barn find last time. Look, there's another barn find map. Fuel rail for W12. That's for the Bentley. And I6B quality performance head. That's for like, I'm not even sure what that goes in. I6B. So why do I have all this excess garbage in here? Actually, I know the gearbox stuff is for the Hellcat. Let's try a barn find. I'm going to have to sort my inventory out. I'm not happy with what the mess it's become. Way down here in the corner. Okay, so this is a multi-car. Well, I don't even know what that is. Huh. Let's start by looking for the case, because there's always a case in these places somewhere. I searched that pile already. Oh, I see what this is now. It's a Calliope. This is actually a decent little car, and you can, and fully upgraded, it becomes actually quite terrifying. Let's see what else is here. I see something over there. It looks like a Ferrari of some kind. I think this is the 450. 488. I think this will actually be a pretty good rebuild. It's hard to get a good screenshot in the confines of the barn. Let's see what it looks like here. Actually, the engine is in the back, isn't it? And it's funny too, because they look absolutely awful when you're in the barn, but when we get it back to the garage, it won't look near as bad. So let's go ahead and buy this car. And go ahead and, I don't think there's anything else I really need to look at here. Yeah, I've got the case already, so let's get out of here. Okay, so yeah, see, it doesn't look near as bad as it did in there. They clearly have some kind of different graphic mask for the car when it's inside the barn, because it doesn't look all of the dustiness that it has in there just goes away. So this should be actually fairly easy to make it look beautiful. Oh, look, the gas tank is up here. I don't see a brake servo or anything. This car, I don't know what year this car is from, so it may not even have ABS normally, but I don't know. So Let's go ahead and charge the battery. And we'll try and repair up the body parts. Looks like we repaired everything but the windows, which is to be expected. And I'm not sure we even had all of the windows, unless there was that rear window there. I bet is still in there. I bet it's tucked in here. Yep, it is. I've got to get the interior out of it too. Okay, so actually that trunk window, that window's 90%, 89%. Some of the windows aren't too bad. Of course, we don't do that here. Steering wheel 16, seat 11, leather D. That wasn't what I meant to do. Before I get too far into this, I'll go ahead and put the radiator back on it. No fan for the radiator. This engine doesn't have a fan, but I guess we're just assuming that it has one. And there's no brakes. The battery should be done by now. There we go. Now we can start putting this stuff back on. Oh, that didn't come off. I assumed... Oops, that's not what I want. I assumed that all those pieces came off when the back bumper came off, but apparently they did not. Just need a license plate. See if we can repair it. We repaired the headlights, so maybe we can repair the tail lights. Yeah, so I need a left tail light and a plate, and we're there. Okay. Something is missing. I bet it's an engine cover. I wonder if it has one of those. Front right fender. Okay, where are you? Ah. Excellent. Now we can... I probably should have done this before anyway. Got to get it cleaned up now. Now I don't think... That looks weird from some angles. Yeah, you see that? The badge kind of really changes from the angle you look at it. What I was going to say is I don't think we have to deal with any... Yeah, we don't have to deal with any exhaust. It's just going to be the exhaust manifolds. There's no exhaust pipes. Come on now. I'll go ahead and buy the fuel filter now because I'm going to need one later. And get rid of the junk. I always recommend cleaning the junk parts out of your inventory as quick as possible, because it's really easy to accidentally put something in that you didn't mean to. And then you find out later that you've buried something in the engine that you didn't actually want to put in. I wonder what this is going to do. Well, let's keep it. This is kind of an orange. I'm okay with it. Not sure what that actually painted, though. Well, it's a good-looking car. I'll say that for it. Probably not going to end up being as valuable. The other Ferrari I tend to do a lot of is the F40, and the F40 is worth a ton of money. I rather suspect this one isn't going to be worth as much. We paid what, I think it was $105,000 in the junkyard, and if we get back 300,000 on it, I'll be happy. Look at that. There's no steering rack either, so this front end is, and there's no sway bar, so this front end is going to be super easy to do. I was trying to pull the disc off, and it was like, nope, you can't have it. And then I realized the caliper was still there. This is so weird. Basically unbolting that thing from nothing. And then you take this off, and the other tie rod is just kind of hanging there. This is one of those Matchbox mods. You get underneath the bottom of it and everything is just solid. Okay, so let's process our stuff here. What am I typing? That's not right. Okay, 8 of these. Sway bar B, because it doesn't have front suspension A. We're going to need hub bearings and caps, possibly front wheel hubs. And you know what? These might be repairable. Let's try and get away with repairing as much as we can. Except, of course, for the things that we can't repair. Okay, I think that's everything. Got to get the front double wishbone. And the rear looks like it's a solid coil spring, so that should be pretty simple to do. Okay, so that can go and that can go. I think I want to use some different rims, but I'm not sure which. Something broke. So what do we need to replace still? Front axle knuckle cover and one front wheel hub. That's not too bad. So looking at these, that's modern. Modern 3C. I was going to chrome out whatever wheel I picked, but this I actually think is going to work. A two-tone. It would be nicer if it were chrome over black. But if I chrome this, it's just going to chrome the whole thing. And I see it has racing tires on it already. Repaired both of those rims. 315, 35, 20. And those tires were $2,100. So we're looking at a little over $4,000, almost $4,500 for tires. And actually the rear tires are probably wider, so they're probably going to cost even more. Okay, we'll get started here, because it's going to be super easy to put this together because there's not much to it. Need the wheel now. Probably should have just waited for the wheel. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to experiment with this one of these days and see. I'm pretty sure that all it'll do is chrome the entire thing over, because I've tried this with some of the other rims that are two-tone, black and silver, like black and bare metal, like that. There's a couple of the other rims that look really good, and they have a base model that's just bare. It's just bare metal, and then they have usually another one that's the exact same rim, but it'll have the part of it will be, black, and it'll be chrome over, it'll be, well, not chrome, it'll be bare metal over black. And I have experimented with some of the other rims that have that, and it ends up just wiping the whole thing, which kind of defeats what you're trying to accomplish. But then you have some of the DLC rims for the, like for the Porsche cars, the Porsche rims, if you chrome them, it doesn't, chrome over the Porsche logo. So you can still see the Porsche logo there in the middle of the chrome wheel, and that looks just amazingly good. I will always do that now. For a while, I was experimenting with some of the other non-stock rims on the Porsche 911s, and I found some that I think look pretty good on those. But I kind of have gotten back to just doing the standard Porsche wheels because they look so good when they're chromed out. It would be great too, though, if they came out with an honest-to-God Ferrari DLC. Something with... they probably wouldn't have... Some of the cars that are in mods already, like the F40 and the F50, and there's some other ones, the Berlinetta, I think it was. There was another one that I did once, and I decided I didn't like it, so I didn't do it again. But, what are you attached to? Oh, the starter. I bet there's a starter. Look at that. There's a starter. There's never a starter. Anyway. I don't know what cars they would do, because I know what I would like them to do. I'd love to have a really nice, professionally done F40 DLC. Something, and like whatever the Magnum PI car was. That would be amazing. But they'd probably end up doing some new models. Or, who knows, they may do... I'm just talking out of my butt here. Because they did the Mercedes DLC, and there were all manner of cars in that one. And this is going to be one of those ones where they're not actually hooked up to anything. I only have 2 of those to deal with. What about the brakes? Probably won't get 1 caliper, but I bet the rest of this stuff will repair. Disc mount, the wheels, 14% on that rim. Might not get that one back. That one looks pretty bad. And 11%. Yeah, we're gonna be buying some rims. How big are these tires? Were they the same? Where did it go? Actually, let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff because I'm gonna need these to buy another set of gearbox pieces. Oh, they are the same size tire. 315, 35, 20. And I need the V8 gearbox. I'm going to try to repair the existing one. I know I'm going to need... Let's see, I think I have I already have some shock absorber Bs, because I bought some extras. And let's see, so these tires I have replaced. And that can go... I'm going to need to buy the rear... No, hang on. The springs. And the spring cap... well, you know what? Those spring caps we might be able to repair. I actually probably can repair that too. I'm trying to actually repair as much stuff as I can. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, I saw two things fail, and I saw we repaired the starter. That's nice. Didn't repair those. One caliper. We repaired the gearbox. That's nice. So we get 750 for it instead of just the scrap value. Okay, so we need one leaf spring, one caliper, and one. There's a leaf spring U-bolt. And I forgot already what the other thing was. Rear shock absorber cap. Okay, so we need two more of these. Rim Modern 3C20. Good God, those things are $2,700. And that, my friends, is why you repair things as much as you can. I'm just going to wait for these. So I don't have to keep jumping back and forth, because the whole rear end is going to go on now, because that engine and transmission aren't actually connected to the rear. If you looked at it, the transmission was just kind of jammed through the rear axle. It's not actually connected to it. Okay, this is not going. There we go. I like to try to put on as much as I can before I have to start moving the camera around. And there's usually a lot that you can do. Makes your life a little bit easier. And generally speaking, there's almost always a better way to do something. Sometimes you become a creature of habit, and you do the same things over and over. You get used. Sorry. Sometimes you become a creature of habit, and you do things over and over because you get used to it. And I've been playing I've been playing around with this game for long enough now that but I still am actively looking for more efficient ways to get things done. And I'm still. Good thing I saw that. Wait, you know what? I just something else. Wait a minute. Did I not buy that? I didn't. I know I looked at it. What the hell? Maybe I needed two of them. Or I bought something else that I don't need. And it just occurred to me. Did I even buy these? I did. I was going to say that I realized that I'd forgotten to put the bushing in on this side. And that would have come back to bite me in the butt later. Alright, so all we need now is to finish the engine up. And so, let's start. I'm going to try to. It looks like this engine is substantially complete. I noticed that there was no oil pan in it, on it. So there may not actually be any camshaft caps or rod caps down there. But it looks like, well, there's no, there's a fuel rail right there. It looks like yeah, this is definitely substantially complete. It's too bad though, because, well, there was only one fuel rail. There should be a throttle body there, and it's not there. There's no manifold on this side. It's all okay though. We don't care. We're throwing away a lot of it. Like most of this stuff that you see right here isn't even repairable. I know I have some extra rollers. I'm going to have to pay attention. I'm going to have to look and see what I've actually got when I start buying new ones. Because I don't want to end up with... It has irked me that I have had extra stuff in my inventory lately. But I have been trying to use it up rather than just selling it back, which I have done in the past when I've gotten tired of looking at extra stuff and not having come up with an opportunity to use things. Is there a manifold on this side either? No, there isn't. But anyway, I like my inventory to be clean. Only have in there what I need, not have any extra stuff floating around. Come off. There we go. Wrong side, need the other belt. All the belts, cam gears, there'll be performance camshaft, performance head, performance spark plugs, pistons, power steering pump, and alternator. Get this. Okay, so look at the bottom here. Look at, well, there are some caps there. I want to pause for a moment here, though. Like these things I can't repair, so I'm just going to junk them. And I'm going to get rid of the coils for the same reason. These coil covers are probably not going to be fixable either. 10%, 19%. Might get one of them. Probably not both though. But since that stuff is not reusable, not repairable, and not anything I want to use anyway. So we'll just get rid of those now and buy the good stuff. I know I'm going to need 2 of these and a throttle V8. So that means the fuel rail DI, that's not repairable either. And then, so I want to get rid of all the junky ones. So I have 2 A's, that means I need 4, I have 2 A's already. It means I need 4 B's. And we'll grab the crankshaft pulley and the water pump pulley, and then the timing, the 2 timing belts, cam gears, okay, and we need the supercharger serpentine belt, and then we need serpentine belt A for the V8, and we need a belt tensioner. That's all non-repairable stuff. Get rid of all the stuff that we took off. Oil filter V8. Cam gear, water pump pulley, cam gear. Okay, so we have replaced all the non-repairables. I'm going to attempt to repair like these things. The water pump we'll be able to reuse. Let's get rid of that. Okay, oil filter V8, oil pan V8. Get the rings. Gonna need these. Now I'm gonna go ahead and buy the pistons. And the rings are not repairable, so need to be replaced. Pistons are not repairable, and we wouldn't use non-performance pistons anyway. Looks like all the bearings are here. 40% on that one. 44. We might repair a bunch of these. What's that? 23. 46. 13. Okay, so they're not going to get that one. 26. That's it. That one is iffy. 35. 58. 29. What do we got here? 36. And 44. So I think there's one for sure that won't come back, and a couple that are borderline. I think we might get a lot of those bearings back though. Flush the pistons and the rings. The crankshaft is 37. The block is 55. I think we're going to repair a bunch. Okay, we'll nuke these now. Sell for $1. Who would buy a worn-out piston ring for even $1? $5 for a piston, $1, $7, $2. Maybe it's for art projects. Eight and eight. For a second, I was thinking I bought too many of something. Oh, I need camshaft V8. I'm in the right place. I need to go ahead and buy these things. Manifold V8 is that one. Okay, because and I didn't buy power steering pump and alternator. Because I'm going to attempt to repair the old ones just so I can sell them for a little bit more money. And we'll see what we get back here. Okay, that seemed like it went really well. Didn't repair that. Didn't repair that, well, we did repair that. So I wasn't looking at how much those sold for. A clean one is $110, which is the reason why I do this stuff. That's $2, 22 bucks. One rod cap, one coil cover, and then we're set. We have everything. Yeah, I think we repaired. See, like this sells for $750 repaired, and this alternator is $100. Get rid of that. The only downside is that, I mean, it's easy to accidentally put in a part. Like if you want to do a performance build, which in my case I pretty much always want to do a performance build. But it's easy if you've repaired a bunch of normal parts and you've bought performance parts, but you're plowing along putting the engine together, and you drop in a non-performance camshaft amongst the, say you have 4 camshafts and you put in a normal one with 3 performance ones, and then the engine performance, when you go to dyno the thing and it isn't exactly what you expect it to be, and you're like, if you're like me, you're tearing your hair out trying to figure it out, which is why I go to great lengths to keep my inventory organized. And even though even though it's not really organized right now, I am going to fix that though, because it is bothering me more than I like to admit. This is fun putting an engine together, though. It's a 3D puzzle. I think we repaired all of the supercharger. Yeah, we did. We repaired the supercharger manifold and the supercharger itself. A lot of times that doesn't happen. But then this engine is more complete than you would get from a car in the junkyard. I keep forgetting. I keep thinking, wow, there's so much stuff that we got back in this engine. But it was a barn find, not a junkyard find. Junkyard finds tend to be a lot worse off. In my experience, barn finds tend to be more complete than junkyard car. I mean, they tend to be more complete in the sense that a lot of times you could, if you wanted to, you could take one and just stick missing parts on it without actually fixing and replacing things and make it run. And I did that once. I did it on a one of the in-game cars. I think it was a Smith 1500, the pickup truck, because it had most of what it needed to work. And all I did was, I put, it didn't have an oil pan, but all I did was, like, the entire engine above the oil pan was there. So I replaced, I think I had to replace a couple of the bearing caps, can't remember now, but replaced the oil pan, put oil in it, filter, a couple other things, start it up, and that was it. I just wanted to see how hard it would be to make it work, and it's not hard at all. Okay, that's finished. I suppose I wonder what kind of barn you'd have to be in to find a Ferrari 488 in it. Let's see here. Okay, that should be, yep, 100% across the board. Perfect. And now we'll go and, oh, yes, yes. Go ahead and laugh at me. I definitely know better. haven't done that in a while. Close. Now we can go and run it. I kind of think the game should let you try to run the car without oil in it and have the engine destroy itself. And then you have to take it all apart, and then you have to basically build an engine from scratch because you've shredded the old one. Okay, we're starting at 703. I think this is like it's going to be like 1400 horsepower. It's going to be something nuts. Actually, you know what? It doesn't have, because it doesn't have a full exhaust system. It doesn't get all the horsepower gain it could get. That's why it's not as powerful as some of the other ones I've done with that same engine. That looks pretty good in here. Lots of carbon fiber trim. I wonder if it's a carbon fiber car. I don't know. You can see the lower suspension arms clipping through the interior bodywork there. Does this thing, I think it does have flappy paddle gearbox, which I hate personally, because I don't see a gear shift lever. Yeah, you can see the flappy paddle there. Okay, cool. Let's take it for a quick spin. Okay, so I mean, this is a good color. It's not as, or it's less, I don't know what you would call it, like vermilion maybe? It's not as tomatoey as I thought it might be, because I kind of thought it would look like a big tomato. In the garage it looked more orange than this. Okay, let's see if I can control this thing. It's, nope, starting to try to pull. Yeah, it tries to get you when it shifts gears. That's the trick, is to not be mashed down on the gas when the gear shift happens, because that's when it tends to skip out of control. And see, now it's gone because I don't have control of it anymore. Got to 193. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Definitely supercar territory. All right, so remember that I think it was $105,000 that I paid for it in the barn. Let's see what it is worth now. $242,000. Yeah, not as good as I would like. Not as good as I would like. I mean, I'm used to selling cars for $500,000, $1 million. I suppose it's nothing to sneeze at. It only has 9,500 miles on it, so it's for a car like this, I suppose that's a really good price if somebody wanted to buy a supercar easily. But we'll go ahead and sell it. Cool beans. So that will wrap that one up. Cool. Alright, so I still need to get this done so I can get it sold. I'll try to remember to get that finished so we can get it out of here. And then we'll go pick up something else. So that will wrap this up. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you here. Hope to see you here again for our next junkyard adventure, or possibly barn find, depending on what I feel like doing. So on that note, bye for now.